Salam.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay. Ramai juga Alif Syafi'i ada, Pak An ada, Fahimah ada. Ni Abang Syahzari
Junior.
Junior.
Kawan juga.
Ben? Ben?
Dan 3.
Ben 3. Kita ada Ben 3.
Kawan
Oh,
je.
kawan. Okay. Kawan siapa tu ya? Okay.
Kau Pak.
Kawan Pak An. Alright. No problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Apa lagi?
Anas. Hai Anas.
Anas. Amirul Anas. Okay. Azlin ada. Syahida. Daniyah. Iman. Okay. Okay, Iman, you want to start now?
Medan dah ready? Saya start.
Okay, boleh? Sure.
Okay. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. I hope you all are feeling enthusiastic and ready to embark on this exciting presentation together. So throughout this presentation, we will explore my internship journey with Asia Super App. So I really encourage all of you to participate, ask questions, and share your thoughts. So without further ado, let me start by sharing our agenda today. So first, I will share briefly to all of you about the organization. Then we will proceed to my responsibilities here at Asia Super App. I also want to share theory and concept that I have learned and university that I also have applied at Asia Super App. And I will proceed to self-reflections I have made and end this session with a Q&A. So first and foremost, I know most of us are confused about A-Asia and A-Asia Super App. But actually, A-Asia Super App is one of the sub-companies under the Capital A Group. Capital A Group is formerly known as A-Asia, but we rebranded the name to Capital A Group. But the sub-companies under Capital A Group is still known as A-Asia. And A-Asia Super App was debuted in 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic. And this is one of the revenue to increase the income because Capital A was badly affected during the pandemic. So A-Asia Super App is a digital platform that integrates travel, lifestyle, and financial services, providing a one-stop solution for users' needs. So our motto is one app for all, one app for all use. So, the position that I apply here as a product writer intern. So basically, my main role, main responsibilities are writing micro copies and send those copy for translation. But since I'm gonna do my internship here for 6 months, my industry supervisor, Mr. Chris, he wants me to explore more responsibility other than what a product writer should do. So the addition of being a note taker for usability testing as the addition for my responsibility here. Basically, a note taker is a responsibility under product researcher, but Chris wants me to explore on what the researchers do here. So first is the example of cross-sell copy that I have worked on with the other writers here. So cross-sell copy is basically copy that involves suggesting product or services that goes well with what the guests have already purchased. So in this case, our guests purchased a flight booking to Singapore. So we have this feature which is called as chat room. Chat room is when the guests book a flight. So that's if you book a flight to Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, like if 5 people book the same flight, you guys will be automatically be added to a same chat room, like a group chat. And 14 days before departure, 7 days before departure, and 4 days before departure, we will send out a cross-sell message to let you guys know we also offer like hotel. You can book hotel, you can shop, and you can also book ride. So this copy important because our goal is to encourage the guests to explore our app other than just flight bookings. So the first example that I show here as a copy for our users to book a hotel. So this is the one that I propose, which make your getaway even more special by booking a stay in Singapore. This is what we call as dynamic. When we put this symbol, it is dynamic, which we can change the location. If you're going to Malaysia, it will change to Malaysia. If you're going to Australia, it will change to Australia. Explore various exclusive places to stay from our hotel selection. So one thing to put in mind is cross copy is not the same as copywriting because copywriting is to market out. It's like to market our app. But cross sell is when the user is already using our app. We want to let them explore other than just flight bookings. So let's go to the next one. The other example that I have worked on is a notification information pop-up bar. So this copy is important because we are introducing a new feature which is bit. But when we were doing the usability testing, some of the users are confused about what is this function about. So we thought that having a copy to introduce about bit will make it clear to our user and so that they will understand how to use this function for its purposes. So other than this long copy, just as I shown before, the cross-sell and this, we also propose even just this kind of small copy, like nothing here yet. You can check your transaction history on BigPay app. Because I believe that without this small copy, the users will not know what to do in this particular page. And this is the example of UX writing. UX writing is to navigate the users on what to do on our app. So without this UX writing, you guys will not know what to do in this particular app and where to go. So another example is also a pop-up notification like this, including the CTA button. Like all the button that is clickable on the app, any app, we call it as CTA button. And the copy inside like okay, select, continue, edit, those also we also propose those copy. So because without those copy, without the accurate copy on those button, the users will not know what will. Most important is the users will not know what will happen after you click the button. So it is important to put an accurate copy. Should you put just okay or should you put edit? So in order to have a like an accurate copy, you need to think of what do you want the users to experience after they click the button. So this one here, the one that I just recently worked on with the other writers is on our favorite list empty state. So in any app, also super app, we have like favorite function where you tap the particular thing if you add to your favorite list, right? So this copy I propose is for the empty state, which basically when you don't have any, when you haven't added anything yet in your favorite list. So this copy is very, very, very important because we want to encourage all of you to use the favorite list function. So so I put different type of example here because this one is kind of like a question copy, like any hotels in mind, and this one is like a statement copy, like start your restaurant hunting. So this kind of copy is different, depends on what do you want to convey to the users. Like any hotel assessment is like more to asking the users, do you have anything in your mind and would you want to put it here? Maybe they would. But this one here, like a statement, is to encourage them to, okay, let's go for a restaurant hunt. We should do that. So yeah, it is important to know what do you want the users to experience and then you propose the right copy for it. So so the next responsibility is sending out translation. So a disclaimer, I'm not the translator. I just send out the copy that we have, all that we have in our app. Like, okay, select, continue, and this example that I've shown just now, we send those copy for translation through a software called Translia. So I'll just explain how we did it. Basically, the developers or our project manager will raise a ticket on Jira software. So this photo is the example of the ticket. This ticket will include the Figma screen, the context, and also all the messages that they want the writers to send out for translation, and also what languages do they want us to say, that they want us to say. So I want to focus more on the importance of sending out. Are now expanded all over the Asia, including China, Japan, Turkey, Korea, Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam. So in order to ease our users' experience while using Asia Super app, we need to have an accurate translation. Using Google Translate won't give you the accurate translation because it happens once within the organization where the developers use Google Translate to translate all the messages, and when we conduct a usability testing, uh, the users are confused about our translation. So it is very important to send out translation so that the translator from each country will give the most accurate translation according to the context, because we have formal and informal copy, right? What if they write a formal copy for informal context? Because some situation we don't want to sound formal. Some situation like payment, we will sound like more direct, because when it comes to payment, we don't want something leisure. We want to ease our users. We don't want to make them panic. When it comes to payment, we will get panic, right? But for something like error message or something, we wanted to like, oh, try again. We want to be sound more friendly. So that's why the context is very important for our translation. And the last one is be a note taker for usability testing. Usually we will approach our users or staff to participate in this testing. And this video that I'm showing right now is one of the testing, one of the session that I joined recently, and this is for the customer happiness team. Customer happiness team is basically the customer service. So this the example that I've shown now is when the users are requesting, the guest is requesting to change their departing flight. So this is not for the users. This is for the customer happiness team to use. So my role as a note taker is basically to take notes on their behavior, their opinion, recommendations, or thoughts while testing out the prototype. The prototype is basically the design that is created by our product designer. So we want to test out, do they understand the design well, or do we have to improve it? So for example here, as you can see here, the add connecting flight button. So during this usability testing, some of them expect this button to be like on top here. So whether we conduct this usability testing, right, we can see that, or maybe we should put this button up here so that it will is the customer happiness team to use this design. So let's proceed to theory and concept that I have learned in university and I can apply at Asia. So first regarding the English subjects that I have learned during my degree, which is first and foremost critical thinking, because when writing a copy, we need to think critically, especially from the user's perspective. You cannot just propose a copy and think that, oh, I understand it, but do the users understand it? So this is why you need to critically think about it. And the next one is social linguistics, because we need to analyze the user's behavior as well, because when, believe it or not, their demographic background will affect on how they think about what when they're using our app. So when we're writing a copy, we need to think about their demographic background, such as gender, their environment, where they're coming from, right? And then after that, of course, writing, how to write microcopies and how to differentiate between microcopies and UX writing. when we learn writing, obviously we learn how to use like highest level of vocab, right? But when when I'm writing micro copies, I learned that sometimes you don't need to use the highest level of vocab. You can use the simplest vocab as long as they understand and they can use our app easily. So other than that, also when it comes to communicating, so I applied the interpersonal and interpersonal communication skills. So the communication skill that I learned during my degree helps me to enhance my how I communicate with the other parties, especially with the team, because in Asia Super App we come from different backgrounds. Some of them come from Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, um, Bangalore, India as well. So without a good communication skills, you will have a language barrier there. And also some of the reflections that I got as first, do not be scared of making mistakes because you will learn from it. I make mistakes a lot of times as an intern here, and I got panic about it. So I shared about it with my supervisor, and he always comfort me. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from it. And he will always comfort me. So it makes me feel more like realize that when you make mistake, that doesn't mean you're failing. You just have to learn and be more careful next time. Other than that, you need to be confident in what you are doing. Do not underestimate yourself too much because you learn about this. You learn all the skills. I learned all the skills, and during my degree, yeah, for 4 years, I learned this. Sometimes when I propose a copy, I always be like, I don't know, I don't know. And then Chris told me that you need to be confident in what you have written in order to handshake it. And the last one is I'm also exposed to the process of building a mobile app and how to use a software that I was not familiar with. Before this, I thought building apps, all the things about building app, only robot do it. Now I realize that there are human behind the process. And I also make few friends here and best friends. It's very fun. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation. So feel free to ask any question, guys. Ask me.
Q&A. Anyone want to ask question to Iman?
You guys should
Can
ask me
I?
question. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask like the most common question. What is the most challenging experience that you faced during your internship period?
Mm,
Can you hear me?
I hear you. Is what is the most challenging is to me lah. To me is when I want to stand on my point because as an intern sometimes I think that oh those people are better than me so I need to stay low key and just be quiet, right? But there's something happened behind this. And it's very challenging. But something you have to stand on your own ground because I have this knowledge, so I want to let them know that I know what I'm writing. So I want you know that I'm also good at this. So it's quite challenging because not everyone there is your age, and it is my first time to be in a corporate environment. Not everyone is like my college friends, and to stand on your ground can be quite challenging sometimes. But you need to do it. You need to be confident. I think that's the most challenging when it comes to what I'm doing right now. I have a question. Does that answer your question, Ima?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. I have a question for Azlin. How's the work environment there? It's very fun. It's so fun. I really encourage all of you to come here. They promote a healthy work-life balance. So basically, you cannot disturb us when outside of office hours. It's very fun here. It's very fun and healthy. Everyone is very nice, friendly, and sometimes when you have problem, you can easily share it with all of them, and they will not judge you. So far, they haven't judged me. Ask me more question. Do you guys have any other question? Paan does not have a question. That's new.
Uh, he's recording, so he can't ask question. But I already like asked him if whether he has question. He said no.
Okay. I
Right,
think
Paan?
that's
Go
all.
Okay, thank you, Iman, for your presentations.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now let's proceed to the second presenter.
Hello. Okay, so I'll be presenting. Shaida will help me present my presentation. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. Right, so before I start my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Daniyah binti Razi and my matric number is 056141. Alright, so for today's agenda, I will be sharing about my organization background, which is College Community Jempol. The next one is I will be sharing my responsibilities, tasks, and activities that I've done during my industrial training, and also how the tasks and activities are related to BAN. Alright, next slide. Okay, so College Community Jempol, it is a public education institution under Ministry of Higher Education, and it is under the Polytechnic and Community College. So, College Unti Jempol Negeri Sembilan, it is one of the earliest community college that was established in Negeri Sembilan. And it offers three main programs, which are the SKE, which stands for CJ Technology Electric, SKR stands for CJ Kenderaan Ringan, and also STS that stands for CJ Technology Seni Bina. College Community Jempol also offers short courses, which is lifelong learning, where it also offers some one of the unit in College Unti Jempol is unit General Studies Department, where I was placed under it. Alright, so next. Okay, so these are the important figures that really helps me during my internship. So the first one is Encik Amal, and he is the director of College Unti Jempol. And to take some note, Encik Amal is actually the newly appointed director, and before this is Tuan Amri. The next one is Encik Azizi bin Mansur, and he is the head of General Studies Department, and he is my main supervisor in College Unti Jempol. He teaches the subject Communicative English and Workplace English. The next figure is Puan Meshita binti Muhammad Noor, and she is the Public Relations Officer. Another figure that I didn't put in here is Shahida Ramli, and she is my colleague that really helps me a lot during my internship. Okay, next slide. So I will be sharing my job scope during 3 months internship in College Community Jempol. Okay, next. So the first one is writing. So what I did during my industrial training is I did some copywriting for social media, especially for TikTok and Facebook. So as you can see in the slides, I did share a copywriting that I've done for Facebook, which is about stroke harbor, or we call it heat stroke. And I also did some copywriting that I didn't share here in College Community Jempol TikTok. So if you wanna go, you wanna see my copywriting, you can go to College Community Jempol TikTok. I also did some translation of posters and video. So College Community Jempol actually, they didn't use English that much in their social media. So after me and Shahida, um, what internship there, we did an internship there. So we try to empower the usage of English language in College Community Jempol, where we did bilingual posters from Malay and English to empower the usage of English language. So, all right. So I also did some writing for sharing session report, where this sharing session was done on the 25th and 26th May, and it involved the students from communicative English and also workplace English. All right, next slide. Okay, so I also did English related tasks where it consists of assessment of students and also a sharing session of the students. So the assessment, it involved the students assessment where they did a role play, written task where they need to write an email and also some presentation. So since I don't have any certificates of education or background from education, so I don't involve in teaching, but I observe the students' assessment where I need to record them and also give my opinion on what they did and how they did. Did they do well or not? So from the assessment, I managed to identify the errors and how they may improve in their future presentation. So that's why the sharing session is done to share what they can do or to share how to give some recommendation on how they can improve the usage of English. And in the sharing session, I share tips on how to master English in informal settings. And the session lasted for about 30 to 45 minutes for the 2 days. All right, next. Okay, so I also did some marketing for Konsumen Jempol where I need to design posters for all types of occasions and events. Where these posters, I utilize my knowledge in integrative media. So the typography and all stuff that related to social media, I design the posters by using Canva. I also manage social media, which is TikTok. So it is quite fun using TikTok because I usually use TikTok, but um, the first time we did our internship, the followers of the TikTok was only 100 like that. But after 2 months and 3 months doing that, it escalated to like 300, 400. So it was quite great because I myself don't have that much follower on TikTok. So all right. So last one, I did content creation for social media where me and my colleague we brainstorm for what content that we can do to boost the company image, to boost the relationship between our college community and also the audience. Okay, next slides. All right, so I also in charge in communication where I was in charge in contacting external organization and this was under the public relation officers where we need to contact them and also we need to deliver any messages or what announcement that we have from our college. I also involved in programs to boost companies' relationship with external organization. For example, the Khusus Asas Canva in KKJNS was done and it was involving the teachers from the district of Jempol and Jelebu and it was to enhance the relationship between them. I also organized courtesy visit for the director since it is the newly appointed director. So director will done a courtesy visit to enhance the connection between College Community Jempol and also the government institution in the district of Jempol and Jelebu. Okay, next slides. So these are some of the collection of work that I've done during my internship in College Community Jempol. So actually, I don't have that much experience in using Canva where I didn't involve in doing posters and whatnot. So I'm not interested in that. But after going through this industry training, I think that I can make posters. So I think industry training really helps me. So this is the TikTok challenge that we've done during our internship and it is an ongoing challenge. So this is as requested by our director and that is another posters that we've done and also these posters are in Malay and also English. All right, next slides. Okay, so how my tasks and activities were related to a band. So the first one is contrastive error analysis, where from the observation of the assessment of the students from communicative and workplace English, I managed to identify the errors that they've repeatedly done during their assessment, and I give pedagogical recommendations in the sharing session so that they can improve their usage of English. So, introduction to public relations, where I maintain positive relationship for the company through the social media and also through the calls. Okay, so integrative marketing, where I use the knowledge that I earned during learning with Madam Didiana. to design posters and video. So I fully utilize the knowledge that I've got. And last but not least, introduction to translation, where I use method of translation to ensure that the message are relayed clearly to the audience, where the methods are direct and oblique translation. So I think that's all from me. I got no reflective, but I believe that I have learned many things in College Multi Jempol, and I wish that I can work. No, no, no. So I think that that's all from me. Is there any question from any audience here? Apa letak social media? What do you mean? Sorry, Iman tak faham. Okay. So I don't really understand Iman's question. Can you elaborate or you may speak up, Iman, to me? Saja je tu. Oh. So, Azlin question, why you don't want to work there? So actually, working at College Multi Jempol is really, really fun. The environment is great, but I think that since we are taking English and communication, I think that the usage of English and communication there is quite low. So I think I would like to work in the places that require me to talk in English, because after 3 months of internship there, I think that my English is becoming more rusty, or I can't. I started when I use English, so that's why I think that I would like to work outside of College Teacher Pool. Also, I want to work far from home. So I hope that answers your question. So are there any questions? Come Johor. No, I don't want Syed Sadiq.
Hello, can I ask?
Yeah, sure. Fun.
Sorry, I'm here. Okay.
Hi.
You mentioned before that you assisted the class communicative and workplace, right?
Yeah.
So do you find any like problem or issue with when you assist the students there? Because I also assist the student, also the same subject.
So issues. I think the issue is the students were quite passive, or they were really not active in using English, and they were like shy and they don't want to talk in English. Also, I think that the usage of English there is quite low. Even the lecturers, some of the lecturers did not use English. So that was one of the problems there. The students, they were, some of them, they don't really know grammar, and some words they don't even know spelling. So I think that is one of the problems, since they can't do the assessment well because of that. I hope that answers your question. How is it to work in a government sector? To be honest, this is, if there is a junior here, I would like to give advice for you guys to not work in government sector. Because yeah, I didn't do the photocopy. No, I didn't do that. But it's actually, you can find more useful knowledge or beneficial knowledge, like what we call what out of box knowledge, if you are working in private sector, if you do
So are you
internship.
saying that? So are you saying that you're being constricted there?
Sorry.
That are you saying that you're not given enough opportunity there?
No. No, it was
I'm just
fun.
asking.
It was fun working here, but if I may turn back time, I would like to work in the private sector.
Sebab alam kan,
Since
kan, kan.
no, that is one of the one of the issue. But actually, I since I can't teach English, so I was like I maybe I should join another company that may give me more experience. You guys get me right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right,
We
thank
got you.
you.
We
So I
got
think
you.
that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, Daniyah, I have one question.
Takut lah, doktor.
Okay,
Yes.
those that you mentioned just now, the students that did not use English, the lecturers,
Mhm.
are they are an English students and English lecturer?
There is only one English lecturer there, but
Oh,
the lecturer need to use uh, bahasa Melayu, because the students can't even like some of the words they can't understand. So
How about the courses? They teach the courses in
the
Malay, the structure, the like the assessment, the test, semua in
so the
English or Malay?
mm-hmm, in English,
Assessments in English,
yeah,
but they
but
deliver the content in Malay.
still in English, but you only like simple English. They do greetings, introduction, apologize, things like that. So I was quite shocked because I think that I thought their content should be more like up to one level or not.
That one is for English subject.
Yeah, you only
Oh,
do greeting and apologize, something like that.
okay, I see. So that's why we lecturers and faculty, especially our vice chancellor, advise us to not encourage students to go uh, to government sector for your internship because now you know why we put this kind of restrictions because of the maybe application of the language and job scope as well. Restriction is there for government sector. For allowance, of course, he will not receive allowance lah, and it's not. There is no way for you to join as their permanent staff for government sector. You have to go through SPP, SPA, everything. But for private sector, you can be absorbed as a permanent staff if they are satisfied with your performance, they like you, so you can be their staff. But for government sector, there is no way for you to just ada free easy free entry. No, tak ada. Okay, so maybe next time it's good if you can share, if you can advise your junior. We also as lecturers, we also already inform juniors that you cannot go to government sector. Okay, that's why kita dah restrict, kita tak visit government sector because there is not much comments. There's not like very limited comments on the job scope. For private sector, I receive a lot of comments and it very helpful. Okay, for us to deliver to convey the message to your juniors. Okay, but well done, Daniyah. You have done a great job, especially on the social media contents. Okay, increasing the numbers of followers for college community jempol. So it's a good job, and I think it's your contributions, and it's a great contribution to the college. Okay, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Welcome. So now let's proceed to Shahida. Ke
It's
siapa?
me, Dr.
Azlin.
Zana.
Okay,
Yeah.
Azlin first. Okay, Azlin.
Okay, let me share my screen. Alright, can you guys hear me or the music is too loud? I think this would be fine. Okay. Huh. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. I greet to my friends and also Dr. Zanariah. So I would like to share my internship journey which I did at Polytechnic Melimau, Melaka. And let's see for the next slide. Alright. So before I would like to say, so Polytechnic Melimau this year has been their 20 years of service since they have received students. They started in 2003. And for information, so polytechnics and college community are under one umbrella, what we see as PolyCC. So I'm not sure how similar we are in the system. So my college community friends here are a lot. So So Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka is a conventional polytechnics. So we have two polytechnics in Malaysia, which are premier and also conventional. So premier, which they offer a diploma and also degree, bachelor degree, which only three polytechnics in Malaysia that offer it. So Polytechnic Merlimau falls under Polytechnic Conventional because they just offer sijil and also diploma. And Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka house around 413 staff and also 4,500 students. So this is their visions and missions. And their vision is to be the leading edge of Tibet institutions. So what is Tibet? So Tibet is technical and vocational. Wait, I thought I remember it. Okay, so it's technical, vocational, education, training. So I would like to quote the director of the Polytechnic Merlimau Melaka. It's so Tibet is where they enhance the skill of their students because they learn vocational trainings over there. So basically in Polytechnic Merlimau, they use their students' skills like painting murals, welding, fixing the infrastructure. So the director of himself, the director Polytechnic now, he really wanted to use the skills of the students and not use the outsource and really imply the student to use their skills. So that's all about Polytechnic Merlimau. So I wanted to move on to the corporate communication unit, which I under it. So corporate communication unit is fairly new because it around 2019 it have been formed because it is needed for the corporate communication unit to smooth the internal and the external communication with the public. So corporate communication unit, all the executives or I say the officer was actually the lecturer themselves. So they are quite packed and they did, I think, around my 3 months of internship I help along them because they are quite busy by teaching, marking papers and so of that. So I help the lecturer lots lah. And I would like to introduce my supervisor. So you guys might be why they have two supervisor. Okay, so my official supervisor is Dr. Maria Binti Muhammad, which is the Chief of Corporate Communication Unit and also a lecturer. So during my first week of internship, Dr. Maria was on leave for a week. So the one who took care of me is Encik Muhammad Taufik, which is the public relation officer, and he is under Dr. Maria and also one of the executives of the corporate communication unit. So I will call Encik Taufik as my unofficial supervisor because of him. I have two job scope, which are with Dr. Maria, my job scope is corporate communications. So such as with her, I create emails, memos, and I also learn how to write minute of meetings and going attend to meeting a lot with her and really learn like how to set it up room for meetings, preparing slide for the meetings, and also helping along with the technical issues. And also being with her, I learned how to reach out to the lecturers to show them or also to remind them that they have meetings and also if the lecturer have slides, so I will have to proofread and edit it and also have a lot and help them to present it. And also in the corporate communication, I would like to mention that I also have the customer service, which is like answering the phones and also help any guest inquiries. And with that, I gain a lot of information and how the system works in Polytechnics Merlimau because I I sat in pentadbiran department. So I believe pentadbiran is the heart of the one institution. So I receive a lot of tunjuk ajar and also a lot of new knowledge. So in with Dr. Maria, my job scope are linked into corporate communication. So with Encik Taufik, my job scope is in public relation communications. So this is like, I think it's like half the poster that I have done in 3 months of my internship. This is like my daily post Instagram. So the very first the job that I have been assigned to, so Encik Taufik gave me the Facebook, TikTok, Instagram for me to handle it. So this is like my daily post. Like I post like 3 times in a week. This is like all my ideas. So Encik Taufik just did what you want. And so with him, I went a lot to a field trip, going outside. And one of the talks that I remember is that, so the director of the polytechnic assigned him, and he asked me to help to create a card raya to be given to the minister of like department outside Polytechnic Merlimau, like TNB, library, and like JKR, pejabat penerangan. And then I think that's the fun activities, like build a bridge between the community and also to the polytechnics. So this so when a lot, okay, so I also write an article when unfortunately is in BM. So this like kind of the article that I have created and have written, to post it to the Facebook and give the link to the all the communities in Polytechnic Merlimau. Okay, wait, the video is lagi pula. Some of the article you can see it in the Facebook, the official Facebook of Polytechnic Merlimau. So here me being useful as I can, cleaning out the inventory. Okay, this is fun. So I went with Cik Taufik to go a hotel site visit because they wanted to find a suitable hotel for them to be able to make an event for the 20 years in celebration of their 20 years of Polytechnic Merlimau. So we actually went to Ames Hotel here in Melaka, and it was fun. And here I am with Encik Taufik again. We went like all around Polytechnic Merlimau because right now we are trying to create materials and collecting materials for the new webpage of Polytechnic Merlimau, because we collaborated together to design a template for the design, and also being helpful towards IT unit. So this is the mural that have been created by by their student themselves. So everything that in Polytechnic Merlimau, like their logo, like something like mural, is is from their student themselves. They are the one who created it. So this sometimes, so Encik Taufik have, so program in Polytechnic Merlimau, because Polytechnic Merlimau is quite big. So the program happens like four to three programs happen at the same time. And being the PRO, he's just one individual. So he can't be at the same place at one time. So he usually asks me, so Azlin, could you go to this program, take pictures and see what's the program's all about, and then write an article about it. So this is me going to majlis berbuka puasa with the students and write an article after that. So with that, I would like to, okay, since I'm being under by under Cik Taufik and also Dr. Maria, so I went a lot to another unit as well. So it's not being like in my office. So the next unit that have been given my skills and also offer my little knowledge is UPIM. So UPIM is unit pembangunan instructional dan multimedia. So this is where the videographer, the sound director, the designer, and also the uh, videographer, photographer, and everything is inside the unit, inside the UPIM. So what I did for them is actually, so they have like these huge projects of doing a documentary of 20 years of Polytechnic Melimas. And I helped them a lot, like setting up the place for shooting. I helped them like proofread the script and also dialogue for the subtitle, and also like side work where they design an event program like logo poster. So this is where me and the team, so this me being the 1, 2, 3 action girl. So we went a lot of field trip and just help, and I gained so much just by being there. I just really want to interview them because it's like the uh like okay, here's me being as useful as I can. why the video is why the video okay, being as useful as I can and try to help them as much as I can. And this is when we were shooting for the director of Polytechnic Merlimau going. Okay, wait, the video. Okay, I just okay. That's is the director of the Polytechnic Merlimau now, and helping. Yeah, it was fun. It's very fun. I got free foods. I gained a lot of insightful just by hearing the interview, and it is a fun memories that I believe I that I think I could remember this until even I already have a family, everything is that. And and next, yeah, the sneak peek of the documentary.
Saya sentuh sedikit tentang infrastruktur.
The subtitle
Seperti
that have been done.
daripada bangunan-bangunan politeknik
sibuk mulai meriah dengan kehadiran ramai pengunjung dari luar kawasan itu.
Yang kita boleh nampak tu wujudnya, terbenanya kan, KFC, McDonald kan, Secret Recipe dan rumah-rumah taman dibangunkan macam cendawan jadi maksudnya
Okay, so my name, I never been so proud to have my name on the screen. So during like their 20 years of Met Gala, their dinner night, so they show the documentary, and my name was like on this big screen, and it was like, Mom, I made it. I made it. So it's becoming to end. I would like to highlight uh the the like what I have gained throughout my 3 months of internship. And yeah, I have a lot. I've known about the system, how to work, and the experience of it. But again, I would like to highlight is the you know what, the warmness, and also how kind, how thoughtful all the staff are. I don't have any friends there. I don't have anyone who are like around my age. Everyone was like akak, already married, already a mom, already a father. So for the first week of my internship, I struggled a lot because I don't have any friends. I ate alone. I go to work and then went back to work. But they taught me a lot, and sometimes you need to understand. Sometimes you need to understand that uh you need to understand that sometimes you need to be alone in for you to be able to grow up. And I like to give my utmost gratitude to the older akaks lah, because I was becoming like they call me adik over there, and sometimes they call me budak kecil. So someone who knows me, kecil is very far from me lah. I'm not kecil.
Memang.
So so uh for the last slides is I wanted to show you guys who I have been working with for these 3 months and enjoy. Allah has. Sorry for the sekat-sekat. With that, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you so much for hearing, and I I apologize. There's so much stuttered, like like Dan herself. My English is becoming rusty. So, do you have any questions for me? If don't, I would like to give the platform to Shahida.
No question to Azlin? Syahida nak start lah. Okay, so it's good to hear from you, Azlin. Especially for the part that you said, apa tadi? Yang you don't know anyone there, but sometimes being alone is good for you to grow, kan? So I agree with that. As I always mention that to my student, please go out from your comfort zone. Leave your comfort zone because you will not learn anything from your comfort zone if you stay there. Okay? So challenges, everything that you face during your internship is a good experience for you to learn how to grow. Okay? So it's good experience actually. You will feel hard because no success will come to you in your comfort zone. You will have to go out. Maybe you will get uh, some people mad at you, kan? But it's okay. But I can see that Azlin enjoy her workplace because maybe even Polytechnic is one of the government agencies, but maybe Azlin did her internship at the right place, which is corporate communication unit. Kan? So it will be different from faculty. Faculty, they focus on teaching and learning, but for corporate com unit, they focus on their job scope. So they tak mix lah between the management administration work yang related to teaching and learning. Okay, so now let's hear to Syahida.
Okay, let me present my slide. Alright, so Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Dr. Zana and everyone watching right now. My name is Norsyahida Binti A Ramli and my metric number is 056342 and I'm from band 8B. So today I will be sharing my internship or industrial training journey at College Community Jempol. So before that, I would like to give some brief information about College Community Jempol. So, College Community Jempol is located in Bahau, in Negeri Sembilan, and is one of the institutions under the Ministry of Higher Education, other than polytechnics. And then at College Community Jempol, there are three main courses offered, which are electrical technology, architecture technology, and also automotive. Okay, and then moving on to the next slide, I would like to introduce my supervisors in charge during my internship. So I was placed under the unit of general studies that consists of several courses such as Malaysian Studies, Moral, and also two English related courses. So I'm sure you already heard about that from Daniyah, but then I will explain it again. Okay, so the first one, communicative English, aims at developing students' English competency to communicate personal and also non-personal information. Meanwhile, for workplace English, as the name suggests, it emphasizes on the interpersonal and communication at skill at workplace. So here you can see Encik Azizi bin Mansur. So he is the supervisor in charge for any task that is related to English assessment and so on. But for Puan Meshita on the right is the supervisor that supervise my works, my tasks that is related to public relations because she is the public relation officers. Meanwhile, Encik Azizi is the only English lecturer at the college. Okay, and then moving on to the experiences, I could say that I gained a lot of knowledge and new experiences throughout my internship, and I would like to break it down into two categories so that it will be easier to understand. Okay, so the first one is English and communications. In other words, English related tasks. And then I've been assigned to public relations related tasks also that heavily relies on media and promotion. Alright. So for English and communication, I think I can relate to a lot of subjects that we took during our degree. For example, phonology, translation, and also of course English and communication. So for English related tasks, my colleague Daniyah and I were assigned to conduct and guide the students through the assessments. So the assessments were can be broken down into three. There are three forms of assessment. Number one is written assessment, and then we have role play, and the third one is presentation. So however, during my internship, um, I I all I just got to guide them through role play and also presentation. Okay, so for role play, they have to like act or do a role play on a situation that might be happening in a real life situation in a workplace. For example, like changing the date and time for a meeting, and also making a complaint on things that, for example, like they receive a different things from what they ordered, like that. And then for presentation, they one of the assessments for presentation, they are required to create a slides um, for any topics, but then they have to utilize the PowerPoint or Canva to make this slide. So through the assessment, we guide or I guided them to, like understand the instructions given and also how to do the assessment. Okay, and then for sharing session, we utilize or we use the pedagogical approach because through our observation during the assessment, we think that the students lack confidence and also trust to speak English because of the environment that they are in, because a lot of people are not familiar with English at the college, so it's a little bit hard to um, for them to use English. Okay, so we conducted this sharing session to give them like ways on how to master English, but in a fun ways. Okay, and then looking back at the memories that I created during my internship. So on the right side, okay, is the some of the pictures during the class assessment. So we will go through one by one students, and then we will guide them whether, for example, like they don't understand the questions, the instructions. So we will try to translate the instruction and then help them through the assessment. Okay, and then on the left is the some of the pictures during the sharing session. On the top left is the cover of our of my presentation slides for the tips on how to master English. Okay, and then I will be moving on to the next task, public relations. So for public relation, I was assigned to create media content and also conducting promotional activities. So for media, I assisted Puan Mishita, the PRO, with creating content such as TikTok videos and also posters. And also for promotion, I help Pomashita to promote the college, specifically the courses offered, the SKR, STS, and also the SKE, and also building connection between the college and also the external organization, for example. Okay, and then these are some of the works that I've done with my colleague Daniyah, mainly using Canva because we think that that is the most popular or used platform to create slides, to create posters. Okay, and then and as you can see here, we use English to relay the information. Okay, for example here for Jalur Gemilang etiquette, and then we created a poster on our social media platforms. Okay, also in English. And then these are some of the pictures during the task that is related to public relation. As you can see here, the top left picture is the picture of me being the moderator for one of the activities at the college, which is dialogue industry, where the college invited some speakers or panels from different organization to give some talk about uh, LI or industrial training for the students at the college. So this is one of the ways on how we created connection between the college and also the external organization. So for your information, one of the companies that was invited during the dialogue industry is MAG Auto Garage. So it is a company that what we call that take in some of the students at the college to do their internship there. So by inviting them to give some talk during the forum, will express our gratitude to them for their willingness to take the students there. And then this is the pictures during the Canva workshop. So during the Canva workshop, we invited some teachers around the district of Jempol and Jelebu, and then through the workshop we can establish a connection between the college and also the schools, okay, that the teachers are from. Okay, and then this is the pictures of Daniyah, my colleague, of making TikTok videos. So we went to the workshop, automotive workshop, and then we took some footage, and then we compiled it into a video, and then we posted it on TikTok to promote the college. Okay, and then the last picture is me standing beside the TikTok challenge poster. So we just like Daniyah said earlier, we created a TikTok challenge to specifically promote the courses offered at the college. Okay. And then translation. So I think translation is a very important um, field or important part of our internship because we applied translation in both English related tasks and also public relation related tasks. So for English and communication tasks, we during the assessment, like I said just now, some students they didn't understand the instruction given in English, so we have to translate one by one on how to do the assessment. Okay, and then for public relation, this is like one of the examples of the posters that we created in English. So basically, the college used to make posters in Malay, but then we saw this as an opportunity for us to instill the use of English by translating the poster into another version of English. Okay, so that we can encourage the students as well as the staff and lecturers to use more English. Okay, and then to sum up what I have learned during my degree, number one, of course, communication skill that I gained through the English related course and also public relations related course. Because I used to be like very timid and shy to be in front of a crowd. But then I tried to get out of my comfort zone by being the moderator for the forum, just like I shared just now. And then I try to also get out of my comfort zone by um, socializing with the students there, with even though they come from like different backgrounds, they don't know English that much, but some of them are really good at English, and I'm so glad for that. But then what I want to say is that my communication skills after I doing my internship at the College Community Jempol has increased, and I think that I improve a lot in that sense. And then number two, English skills. Yes, I think that I improve my English skill through the like translating the instructions of the assessment to the students, and also making the posters. Just like I said, I use translation, right? So I have to be well versed in English and also in Malay. So I think that that really helped me to grow up in terms of using English. And then number three is critical thinking skill. Mainly comes from public relation. For example, during the forum, I'm not familiar with the companies that were invited during that day. So I have to use my critical thinking skill on how to build the rapport between me, the moderator, and also the panels that come during that day. Okay, so other than that, I also manage like a lot of event. So uh, during the event, we have to really think uh, outside the box on how to solve problem, for example. Okay, and then in conclusion, I had so much fun during my doing my internship at the college. But most importantly, I hope that my efforts in translating the posters, translating the instructions of the assessment to the students, and also initiatives such as um, making the TikTok challenge and so on can somehow encourage the use of English, and can be the spark for the college, especially the students, to communicate in English more often. So I think that's all from me. So if you have any question, you can ask. Do you want to work there? Okay. Yes, because one of the reason is that I have um I've socialized with a lot of the colleague there, so uh, I became like familiar with them, so I have no problem to like actually work there. And also, I think that I really want to see the improvement of the English that we instill during our internship. So maybe we want to see the outcome of the efforts and initiative taken during the internship. Favorable memories or like memorable memories. I think the most memorable memories during my internship is um becoming the moderator, because as I said, for some people it might be something small, like it's not that significant, but for me it is something very memorable and very important to me, because I actually um, get out of my comfort zone and I managed to conduct the forum. But it's all thanks to my friends Daniyah also, because she gave me a lot of courage and support during the forum, before the forum also.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you, what do you feel when you engage with the students in class?
What I
What do you
feel.
think? Yeah.
Okay. So most of the time, it's quite interesting to see their insight on some things because of the differences in background. But then I think they are very hardworking in terms of doing their apa what we call that, like completing
Assessment.
their assessment, for example. They are very good at that. So I think I feel very happy to work with them, even though some of them like to play around. But I think that's some of the what we call
That's
that.
something that is like something
Yeah,
unavoidable lah. Because
yeah,
students.
yeah. So basically, I feel happy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for asking. So any more
Any other
question?
question? Okay, well done, Shahida. So
Thank
this
you.
opportunity to be a moderator is a good opportunity for you for uh, new experience, and maybe you like to be the moderator during the session.
Yes.
Yeah, so you enjoy your task, so it's very good. Because most importantly is for us to enjoy whatever that we are doing. If not, uh, stress lah, kan? Okay, so I guess all of you want to Iman, Syahidah, Daniyah, and Azlin. Okay, okay, already done with your presentation. So it's good. So it's done. But you still have how many remaining days at your workplace? 4.
I have until September.
Huh? September, Iman. Okay, so still with Asia app. Asia app kan? Iman.
It's a super
Okay.
app.
So the rest of you mostly will be on your internship journey on berapa hari bulan? 8, 9, 9
Nine.
of June. Okay.
19.
A common period for all of us lah. Alright. So do you have anything to say or to inform me regarding your internship experience? Uh, Besides the presentation, the content, maybe you have something to share? No. So today, oh, it's on Sunday. Sunday is public holiday lah for all of you. Alright. You share everything. Wow. Okay. So I guess that's all for today's session. So all the best, guys, for your internship, and maybe later after this you will be working adult, so no longer a student. Kan, if you choose to further your master, it's also a different journey from your degree journey, totally different, because for degree you have a complete structure that will guide you what subjects that you are taking for the semester, for each semester, but not for master. If you are taking full research, okay, kalau you ambil master coursework, there will be structure for you, okay. But if you are taking master with full research, you have to plan your own schedule, okay. Be on your own journey. It's not easy, it's difficult, but as I always mention, it's very good for your self growth. Okay. All right. So thank you for those who are joining us. Pak An, Sakina, satu lagi Fahima. Nampak nama dekat sini kan. So all the best to all of you.